where the snow is coming. But big week this week. Got ranked team, Boise State. It's our last opportunity of the season. It's senior day. We're honoring 13 seniors. It's a chance to go out and compete, a chance to play a ranked team. I don't think Colorado State has ever or hadn't beat a ranked team since 2002. I believe that's correct. And we all know that Colorado State has never beaten Boise on the gridiron. So, excited about the opportunity that we have, excited about honoring these seniors. Obviously, we wish we were playing for more at this point, but we're not. It's another opportunity to play as a group. It's another opportunity to represent Colorado State. We're taking it very seriously. We had a good practice yesterday. Practice will probably be limited the rest of the week because of the snow that's coming in, but I feel like we've got enough cumulative reps, that we'll have to take a lot of mental reps this year. I mean, this week being in the indoor a little bit because of space. They're going to have to work probably day and night to make sure this field is clear and ready to go for Saturday. I think we got a plan in place for that. Talked to Joe earlier, and Doug Max is on it, but we're excited about the opportunity to play Boise. Very talented team. Watched them the other night, Saturday night, and they jumped on Utah State so quick. I had to turn the channel and wait till the next day before I started watching Boise a little more the next morning at 5. But good football team. Coach Harsin has done an outstanding job there at Boise State. One thing you can say is they're always tough. They always play good defense. They've got another good defense this year. Up front, I think they're stout and strong. Number 55, Moa, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I know seems like he's been here every year since I've been here. I think it's his 6th or 7th year, but extremely strong, extremely powerful. Number 93 is another really, really good defensive lineman that's got strength. 99, I hope I don't have to call his name, but I know he leads the conference in sacks. Curtis Weaver has been, playing for 3 years now. He plays a freshman. Last time they were here in 2017. So they've got a very good front. They've got experienced backers. Wimpy and Wickersham, have been playing the last couple years and took over for Van Der Esch. That's with the Cowboys. Experienced secondary with the 2 safeties. Pierce, and I can't pronounce number 10's name, who is a really, really good player for them. So defensively, they present a challenge. Got 2 really good corners. Offensively, they always present a challenge for what they do. A lot of motions, a lot of shifts, some unbalanced stuff, some speed sweeps, some fly motions, the power game, the counter game, the zone game, RPOs off that, always run trick plays. They do a lot of stuff offensively, and our defensive coaches have been preparing, night and day. They put a lot of stuff on tape, which, makes you chase a lot of ghosts defensively. The main thing is we got to make sure we're ready to go, get our eyes in the right spot. Don't know what quarterback is going to start or if they've announced a starter yet. Right here on the one that he gave me, he's got Jalen Henderson as 3rd, and we all know he started the last 2 games, and they've been pretty explosive on offense with him. Gives them another dimension running the ball. I thought he looked athletic the other night, run the ball, and then they've got a great return game. I think Avery's his name, right? Avery Williams, 26. I think he returned another punt for a touchdown. I don't know how many times he's done that in his career, but he's dynamic. Big test for our team. But we're excited to at least have one more opportunity and hopefully end the season on some kind of positive note.
Mike, does it help that it is a Boise State? It's a ranked team coming in here now that you don't have bowl hopes and other things to just kind of keep your team fired up, motivated for this last game?
Well, I hope we be motivated to play no matter what, because it's our last chance to play with this team. But anytime you're playing, somebody that's considered one of the best teams in the country, I think that gives you an extra incentive as a football team to go out and prove that you can play with anybody.
Big game for Trey McBride last week at tight end. Will you try to get him involved to a similar extent this week?
Yeah, we've always got a plan to try to get Trey involved. I thought Trey played outstanding last week. He might have had 20-plus knockdowns. He was really good in the pass game. He was aggressive the whole game. Guy loves football. I mean, we practiced yesterday for, a good bit yesterday, and he did an outstanding job in practice. We're upstairs right now, finding ways to get all our guys that can do something with the ball a chance to get the ball in their hands. But sometimes you call things for guys and they take it away by alignment or what they're in. But he's a guy that every week we have a plan to try to get him the ball.
You said Friday night that you didn't necessarily blame the running backs for the lack of running game. Have you been able to identify some of the aspects that are going wrong?
Yeah, we got our ass whipped up front. Wyoming whipped our ass up front. They whipped our butt, and we didn't break any tackles as running backs, which you got to do sometimes. And then, I would just say that's probably it right there. Yesterday we repped Christian Hunter a lot. Tyrese Jackson got some reps yesterday. So we might see some Tyrese Jackson this week. But it's on everybody that's involved to get the running game going. There's things that you can do outside. There's things that you can loosen up, defenses. But we can't line up and we have to smoke and mirror sometimes to run the ball. We have a hard time running at people. And Wyoming did a good job of stopping the run. Go ahead.
You talked about how stout Boise State is defensively, in particular with Moa, some of these guys in the front seven. So are you concerned about that matchup?
Yeah, I'm concerned about it. They're very good, against the run. They don't commit a lot of guys, in run blitzes to stop the run. They play usually coverage or do a lot of things coverage-wise and then let their front four stop the run. So it is a concern, but, we're hoping to have a plan where we were able to run the ball a little more effectively than we did last week.
You mentioned Tyrese as one. Is there a chance this week to sprinkle in maybe some young guys get, some extra reps?
I would say Tyrese might be the only guy, and that's a big if right now. He did some nice things yesterday. Still would like to see a little bit of Christian Hunter more than we have. He didn't get much blocking when he was there, but at least got the ball back to the line of scrimmage a couple times. Maybe gained a yard once, so maybe we'll give him an opportunity. But all the backs ran good yesterday. Ran hard. Obviously disappointed in our running game and challenged the O-line and our backs and tight ends yesterday, and I thought they did a nice job.
Is Weaver the type of disruptive defender that you have to game plan for?
Yeah, you have to know where he is. They'll play him as a 4-eye. They'll play him, they'll widen him out in the end. He does a great job of dropping in coverage. I mean, he'll cover tight ends down the field. He's just slippery when he rushes the passer. Sometimes it's power, speed. Sometimes he's, just slippery through there and gets a sack. But you got to know where he is. You don't get as many sacks as he has and be as productive as he has if you're not a good football player. But he's a guy that's, he's not just a defensive end. I mean, he can do it all. He drops in coverage. They stand him up. They do a lot of things with him, and he's only a junior, I believe.
Are you rooting for kind of the snow and cold weather, kind of like you were with the Utah State game?
Am I what? I'm sorry.
Are you rooting for, snow?
These guys playing, I'm watching the championship game from last year, and that game that they played in last year, and we played in a game up there that was icy and snowy at Idaho Bowl, but it could be good that it's a little bit sloppy. Sometimes when it's sloppy, it gives a team that's an underdog, a better advantage. But we're going to have to play in it too, and we got to play better offensively to have a chance in this ball game. We've been playing really well defensively. I think it's our first 6-game stretch of holding teams under 400 yards since, 1995, highest ranked defense since 2015. And I think we're 7th in pass defense. That's the best since 91. And our defense ought to be ready this week. We got a big challenge in Boise State, who's explosive, who's always moved the ball on everybody and been successful. So I think our goal is to continue to play well on defense. Does that mean a shutout? Does that mean no? That means hopefully play well enough to give your offense opportunities to put enough points on the board to have more points than them.
Obviously have like a committee at running back right now, but Jalen Thomas, 14 carries, kind of handled the bulk of the work. Will he work with the ones at all this week?
They both have worked with the ones, Jalen and Marcus. And it's Jalen runs inside a little bit better sometimes. We got to find ways to get Marcus going. He had a couple good runs the other night, and he had some good runs yesterday. But it'll be probably by committee and what we feel is the best chance to give us the win.
You talked about the 13 seniors. I know some of them will come in late, but they also, a lot of them represent your first year recruiting classes. Take you back a little bit when you first got here. They kind of hold a special place. These were some.
Yeah, they do. A lot of these guys were the first recruiting class. There's not many seniors. Well, there are two offensively with Fulton and Jeff Taylor. And Jeff was one of the first guys that we recruited, and really been proud of Jeff of how he's played this year and progressed and become more consistent. Damian Dickens is a guy recruited out of junior college, and Bates and Tron are guys. But Jamal Hicks, he was that first recruiting class, came on an early visit. Might have been when we played Minnesota at home was when he was on a visit, him and a running back that went to another place. And he's a guy that's matured so much, been a leader of this football team. Just really, really proud of him. But those, Hawkins, and we lost a few. One of those seniors was Marvin. That's not not here with us right now. And but it does take you back and realize that you've been here a while and you've seen guys grow up. Wish they would have been able to leave with a chance to play for a championship. But guys like, been proud of guys like Jeff and Jamal, how they've matured over the years.
One more, yeah, Kalani, have you seen his development as he's progressed in their backfield for Boise?
Yeah.
Have you seen how that's kind of changed their offense and what they're able
Yeah, they kind of had him going early in the season because I'm always trying to watch Mountain West games, and Boise's always on TV, and watch them play. But I think he has really good vision and balance. He does a good job of breaking tackles. I wouldn't say he has great long speed, but he has a great skill set. And you can see a guy that's become more comfortable in their offense and using more and more. He was probably a little bit by committee with the kid from Texas early on in the season, and now he looks like he's taking over in their lead back now.
Thanks, Mike.
And I think that's what's helped them to run game here recently.